sure you're not using a shampoo that's drying your scalp out, causing your hair to be, or causing your scalp to be dry. So if you're using a moisturizing based shampoo, and sometimes if you want to add a little oil to your shampoo, olive oil is something that's going to moisturize so that your scalp doesn't continue to dry out. So like I said, it's no rule of how often you have to or when you have to. Just whenever you feel like your hair needs to be washed.
And what are your suggestions for trimming? Because I know.
I just want to add to what she was saying about shampooing your hair. When you, like for instance, a lot of the natural styles, like for instance, the style she has right there, the style she has, when you put that style in, you want it to last. So what you can do is, what we do at my salon is that we recommend for our customers to use witch hazel to clean the scalp, because like my motto for my business is healthy hair is my business. So as Rochelle was saying, is that you want to make sure that whatever products that you're putting on your hair is not staying on your hair. So you want to make sure that the scalp is clean, and then you replenish this hair with the products that you may use. Now, for as clipping your ends of the hair, everybody's hair grows different. According to the cosmetology, your hair is supposed to grow half an inch a month. But when we wear our hair natural, because we don't have any chemicals preventing our hair to grow, a lot of times our hair grows faster than the half an inch that they say that our hair grows. So what you want to do is, when you see that your ends is split, and one of the telltale signs, if you don't have locks, because even those who have locks, you should cut the ends of your locks. Because once the hair is a certain level from your scalp, it becomes dead hair, just like anything else. So what you want to do is, this is a rule of thumb that I use. When you get ready to comb your hair, and your hair says, that's time to clip the ends. You know when that stuff starts popping, like, what's going on here? So that's when you want to, make sure that you, evidently you guys know what I'm talking about. You want to clip the ends at that time. Because everybody's hair grows different.
Okay, with trimming, this is short and sweet. For me, I just twist my hair up once a month in medium-sized twist, and I dust the ends. And if I need more dusting means just clipping the ends of the twist itself. I find that my hair falls pretty evenly, even with that method. And then if I need more, I'll clip a little bit more off that twist. So then I just go along, duckbill clip off the hair, and twist, and clip the ends of the twist.
And I definitely can agree with Nina on the trimming. I know that especially when a lot of us, previously had relaxers or didn't have relaxers, it was more of every time we get a perm, we're going to get a trim. And it's kind of confusing when you're natural because you're not necessarily doing a scheduled process to our hair. I definitely try to stick to the twisting and trimming method. The reason being is a lot of naturals, we don't really get that many split ends per se, unless you're applying a lot of color and heat to your hair. Please don't go trim happy, meaning a lot of people call dusting their ends, meaning the search and destroy method. You're laughing. Like a lot of us go trim happy. You feel the tip of your hair and you're like, oh my gosh, I have a tangle. I must go and get a trim. No, calm down. Try a couple hair treatments first. Try a deep conditioning treatment, massage it in, try a hot oil treatment. I mean, the tangles, we all get them. I don't know about Ms. Mofin. I'm sure she'll definitely talk about trimming locks, but I mean, I know I feel them in my hair probably right now, and I'm like, oh, I need a trim. But if I did that every single time that I felt them, I probably wouldn't have much hair. So, take it easy on the trimming. It doesn't necessarily have to be a set schedule, and there are multiple ways to do it. You can try the method that we do, which is the whole twisting and trim method. Some people prefer to blow out their hairs because they like to have their hair in a specific style and cut. If that's your preference, just remember you want to put on a heat protectant first, and you don't want to use heat on your hair too often. And then the other trimming method is, hold on, which one? Oh, some people just trim when they flat iron probably once a year. So it's really up to you. You're welcome. And I'm gonna let Ms. Mofe please tell how to trim locks because I would also like to learn that.
In reference to locks, there are two different techniques for trimming. One technique, especially for the traditional locks, but also on sister locks and smaller locks, is you can trim up and down the shaft of the lock. And that just keeps your lock looking neat, and you have to do that maybe every, it depends on the hair. If your hair is frizzier, you might do it every 2 to 3 months. If not, when needed, you can do it as needed. As far as trimming the ends, I trim my hair, my ends, just to kind of keep it even, maybe about twice a year. And it also helps my hair become more manageable. I can finger through it easier as well. For traditional locks, that may be different. It depends on the size of your lock. And I don't know if anyone has any specific questions regarding trimming locks or trimming the shaft. If you're trimming up and down the shaft of your locks, you have to be very careful. In fact, I probably suggest that you might want to go to a stylist to do that because you can trim inappropriately and your lock can break or weaken. So you want to go to someone who knows what they're doing because there are certain places where you should not trim or your lock, especially close to the root. And you just have to be really careful about that.
Okay, we're going to take one more question in this discussion panel session, and then we're going to take a break. Jessica? The lady back there? She had a question as well. Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Go ahead. We definitely won't forget you.
What's the difference between like a product that specifically says it's for full washing versus just washing with a conditioner?
Well, if you're making reference definitely to the co-wash paint that's over there, in general also, but I know with ours, it's basically because we did a formulation that it still lathers partially like a shampoo, but the lather is caused by a coconut oil base, but it's also like a conditioner. So for us, it was just a way for us to put together both products for people who still need to get that extra deep clean that they may not get from the regular conditioners. But truly and honestly, it's just all about your hair type.
And one other quick question.
Of course.
Is it too much stress on the hair if I detangle and then shampoo, or should I just shampoo with my hair slightly tangle and then once I'm conditioning, detangle just in the shower?
Well, I think we all may have a similar routine with this. If not, definitely interject. What I do when I go to wash my hair is, you're at that hair length where you definitely need to be doing it in sections. You want to part your hair into 4 sections. You can do more if you choose, but 4 is pretty much okay. And you can wash your hair in sections, and then you put in your conditioner and let it sit. That's what I do. So I would shampoo and then rinse it. I put my conditioner in and I let it sit for a moment, and then you detangle it. And then I braid it up with the conditioner in there, and then do the same thing for all the sections, and then I just rinse my head under the shower to let, majority, like Nina said, of the conditioner rinse out, but not all. Also keep in mind that when you're detangling, you definitely want to do it only with conditioner in your hair. Do not attempt to detangle your hair with shampoo in there. I can probably hear you scream from your bathroom like 50,000 miles away because you'll see like lumps of hair coming out and it just definitely won't feel good. Oh yes, of course, please.
I specialize in natural hair care, not only locks, but in regards to detangling, there's a step that you can take to possibly even avoid that, especially for mothers of children who have really long hair or just women who have really long hair. You can not always section the hair, but you can braid each section and you can wash it like that. I do that for a lot of clients, and that way, it's already detangled before you start washing and before you condition. And that way, when you're finished, it's already detangled. So that's an option to use, especially, like I said, when your hair is really long or if you have children with long hair.
And Nina is just going to go over the 2 options that you have, of course, for detangling your hair.
Okay. The method I enjoy is finger combing. Finger combing tangles. So then I'm catching the hair, and it's coming out in my hand, which is a lot less stressful on my hair than a comb. And then if I want to do a deeper detangling, I will use a wide tooth comb in the shower with water running over it or with conditioner in my hair. And I can also use a Denman brush. I prefer for our hair types D3s or D4s in the Denman because it won't tangle your hair and it'll get through if you start at the tips, not the roots in detangling, and work up to the top. You should not experience as much hair breakage. And I have a video on YouTube that shows you how much hair comes out of my head with the detangling method.
Okay, thank you. Do we have the last question for this section? Yes, miss?
I just want to know how you prevent the knots at the end of your hair.
Okay, I'm gonna let Denitra answer, and then I have also a quick suggestion.
A lot of times when people get the knots on their ends, especially after taking twist out, or just they see like the little balls, you may need your ends trimmed. I know for me, after I get my ends trimmed, I don't see that for a while. And also, you may want to do a deep treatment, a protein treatment that I always like to use is Afro-G. A lot of people say, "Oh, I did deep treatment," but it was like herbal essence. That's not deep treatment. Deep treatment has protein that puts the moisture back into your hair and strengthens your hair that your hair may have been let go of. So our hair is made out of protein, so we want to put the protein back into the hair. So if you try the deep treatment with the protein in it and also trimming your ends, and you should be able to see a big difference after doing that.
To follow up on what Denitra said, I also want us to keep in mind that, number one, yes, if you're starting to get tons and bundles of knots, that definitely means that, it's probably time to trim. But also, our hair itself, as my Dr. Moulton will probably explain to you later on, is our hair is very tightly coiled, which of course means that it's wrapping on itself. And I know that a lot of the times when I get a lot of knots the most is when I've been wearing like wash and goes. Because my hair shrinks so much upon itself, it twists and it knots. So, keep in mind that, it's just a part of what comes with our hair texture. Someone who necessarily may have 3A hair may not go through that because, their curls are like so widely coiled that they're not likely to wrap into each other. So to answer your question, it's not something that you can really, really prevent, but, you can prolong it and cause less of them to happen by doing protein treatments to strengthen your hair. All right, we're going to go ahead. If no one has any more questions about this section, we are going to take a 15-minute break, and we will be coming back with the wonderful hair show. Stay tuned, Fabulous Naturals, and thank you. Enjoy the vendors.